Cooney, loser, bold guy. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, 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 Cooney. Cooney, Cooney, upstays alive.
Welcome back to Raccoon Tweeties. Thanks for tuning in. As always, Gerardo, how are you doing?
All right, I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. I went to the basketball game and I refused to talk about it before the show.
Because you had some facts that you wanted to lay down, right? You would ruin it to discuss it pre-show.
I would be savage to do that. God damn, I'll cut that part out. But I got this free shirt.
I know, you showed me, that's the one thing you revealed before. You said, look at this shirt. And at first, I didn't catch that it's from the game because I had forgot that you went to the game. But like a good friend, I remembered I asked you how it was, and that's how we started.
Good friends remember right away, but friends, okay, wait.
Suck that, friend. Shove that up your fucking ass like a Sharpie.
Friends remember eventually. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what we meant to say.
I said good friends would have know right away. Anyways, so good friends text about it. Okay, you leave.
I'm done.
No, so check this out.
Right.
No clue they were giving out free shirts. You're fully aware of my towel collection from the playoffs.
You
know?
showed me that, and I didn't notice that either. So that kind of paints the narrative that maybe I don't care about your life and don't notice. But I realized also, I was like, oh, you got that at the game. I'm slow.
Yeah.
It's great.
So I get towels every year from playoff games, and I'll put the towel I got this year up there too. But this shirt, no clue, right? We got there so early, but we were killing time because we're like, game doesn't start for like another hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Right. And so we're at In-N-Out eating, you know what I mean? Hot Cheetos are flying everywhere.
Fire.
And then we get to the stadium and the girl I'm with is like, oh, let me get a jacket. I didn't know it was going to be this cold, you know? So I'm like, all right, for sure. We go to the car, this and that, go back and forth to the car. And then she has to finish the water. So we're outside of like the gate drinking a water. Yeah. And I'm chilling. Like the game doesn't start for a minute. Right. And then we get to the front gate finally, and it's 6:31. Important for the story.
Okay.
Right. 6:31, we're at the gate. Finally, like there was like a blockage for some reason. No clue why, right? And then finally they let us in. And then we get to our seats. And then right before the game starts, they're like, congrats to everyone that got free Kawhi shirts 30 minutes before the game.
Sick, dude. Oh, it's 30 minutes. Oh, you missed the 1 minute thing? So, okay. All right, I'm intrigued.
And so I was like, I was like, I saw the shirt, and then I didn't even notice the shirt before. But when I saw it on the Jumbotron, I look around, everyone has a Kawhi shirt.
Oh, man.
Right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
She could tell that it's kind of bugging me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't lose it. Don't lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be cool. You know? I'm trying not to choke her out. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not my
Sharp?
fault. Yeah. That's the only reason why. Yeah, Skip. I like choking women. Skip. Yeah. What's it called? I wasn't going to choke her out. This is a joke. But I was like, oh, yeah, it's a really cool shirt. She's like, oh, my God, we could have got one. I know. We were here so early and could have got one. You know,
But you had to get your fucking jacket.
Right.
But you didn't say that.
No, I did not say that. And then so during the game, you know, here I got this little clip pulled up from Reddit. It's the Jumbotron. This is all important to the same story, by the way.
Okay, good. Because we need to know at some point how you got the shirt.
Yes. And this has to do with that.
Okay.
So in Serbian, so I don't know if you know Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets is a Serbian man.
Okay, yeah.
So at the game, you had this promashi in Serbian, right? Let me get the sound on here. So we're in the audience like screaming out promashi.
Oh, because it means to miss, yeah.
It means to miss.
Right.
And I
knew that already, by the way.
I'm trying to impress the lady like I know Serbian and shit. Promashi, you know what I mean? And these two white guys sitting next to us are Serbian. And they're like speaking a different language. I'm assuming it's Serbian because I hit a promashi and they both look at me like if I'm a Serbian, they're like, oh, what the hell? Because I was trying different variations like promashi, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then they go, pretty good. Now I know they're Serbian. They're telling me pretty good and they have that accent, right? Pretty good, brother. Oh, you have to say it louder so you can hear you. I scream promashi like at the top of my lungs like I'm a 5-year-old kid just like promashi.
Right.
And they start laughing. Dude, I'm killing. This is like Gringo Poppy level killing right now. You know what I mean? And then fast forward to the end of the game. We're leaving. I'm like, it's a blowout. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's leave. There's going to be traffic, you know? And when I'm leaving, she goes over to the Serbian guys and she's like, yo, can I get one of your shirts?
Whoa.
Right.
One of her shirts.
The shirt.
But do they have the shirts?
Yeah, the shirts have been sitting there the whole time, like in plain view.
They just have them on their lap or something?
We're in the front row, so it's like on a glass. The glass in front of you, it's just hanging. It's there. You can see it.
And the Serbian guys, it's their shirts, but they're just not wearing them?
Yeah.
And she went up and was like, "You see, you're not wearing it, so can I get that?"
I don't know what she said, but
that's fucking nuts. But okay.
But I realized what was happening, and they were like, "Yeah, of course, dude."
What?
And I think I fell in love, dude. She gave me a shirt.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's super nice of her to do that, and kind of nuts to assume that somebody would just give it up.
Yep.
People fight for shirts at those fucking games. Dude, the one time we were at a game and they shot this T-shirt cannon up at us. And my friend's dad went up to get it, and this chick behind him, like she did, like almost punched him in the head essentially, and knocked his head over, and like grabbed the thing, and then like pretended like she didn't do that. And he was kind of like, he didn't yell at her or anything, but he was just, you could tell he was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Dude, people fight for this shit, so that's crazy. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's what we want."
He looked like he didn't want to do it at first, but it was kind of like, I don't know, just like he was just like, "Yeah, sure, a nice lady's asking me for the shirt, and so I'll just give it to her."
Maybe Serbian people are just overly nice or something like that.
I will say, because they give you a bunch of free shit when you go to a playoff game. They give you like clapper, fucking towel.
That's cool.
And the shirt. And these guys were just there for basketball because everything was not touched the whole game. It was just on the little window in front of us. So,
so they had all that. Did you get a sense of whether they were Clippers fans or?
Well, they're Serbian, so I'm like, they're probably going for Jokic.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's weird that they'd be happy that you're yelling Promachi or whatever the fuck it is. They're like that. Them hearing their words pronounced correctly trumps their loyalty to the team they're rooting for. These are strange guys. Yeah, well, that makes even more sense now because why the fuck would they want a Kawhi shirt?
Yeah,
they're not like, that's almost disloyal. They're like, get rid of it, dude. This fuck. Did they lose?
Yeah, the Nuggets lost.
The Nuggets lost. So even more, it's like, get this shit off of me. But she only got one shirt.
That's what I was gonna like. My instinct in the moment was like, get the second shirt. You know what I mean? Like I could have two of these, or you could have one too, whatever.
I might have approached them like if I were her, like, all right, you're not Clippers fans, right? So can I have both shirts? And can I have those other shit too? What are you gonna do with it? Aren't you a Nuggets fan? You're Serbian, right? Where's your green card? You've heard of this Trump guy, right?
Yeah.
I have a phone. Let's not make this weird.
I'm calling
Just
ICE.
give me the stuff. Don't make me even threaten. Well, I'll do if you don't give it to me. No, I obviously wouldn't do that. That's great. That's funny, dude. Bromache.
I don't know what the difference is between Serbian and Russian, but the girl that I'm seeing speaks Russian. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, did you say it in Russian? And she's like, yeah. But I think she was trying to like piss on my face or something. You know what I mean?
Even more. That's cool. Somebody comes up to you, they speak to you in the language you speak, asking for the shirts that you don't even root for.
You have to give
You're
it up.
giving the shirts away.
And I'm calling ice on all three of you now.
And she needs to go too.
Yeah.
Dude, no. I mean, if I was somewhere where like some other country and somebody came up to me in English and was like, can I get the fucking, I don't know, Mexico jersey or whatever, I'd be like, all right, fine. Here you go. Fuck.
And then I messed it up too. When we were walking away, I was like, oh my God, I was going to be so mad at you if I didn't get a shirt. And she's like, what? But I was making a joke, but it did come across as me being like,
dude, because that's like the total thing that happens to you, dude. I feel it in my bones. You go up there, it's 6:31, that 1 minute, you're just in your head. I guarantee you wrote like a fucking another thing that happened to Gerardo. Like no shirt, of course. A minute late because you got to drink your water and you got to drink your jacket. Drink your jacket.
Drink your jacket. It made sense to me though, because remember at the beginning of the story, I said like they stopped for some reason when we were trying to get in.
Right.
I feel like they were putting all the shirts away.
Or like giving out the shirts.
Yeah.
And then they ran out of shirts. And then someone made it up. Oh, we ran out of shirts. Just say it was a 30-minute thing. They'll never know. And the rest of them will just get shirts randomly from fucking Serbian people. Yeah. That is true. Like, you can't really, I can't tell the difference. It's like the one group of people, Eastern Europeans, where I don't hear any difference whatsoever between Russian, Ukrainian, Serbian, all that stuff. And the accent, every other kind of accent, I hear the differences. But those, like, I had some Russian dudes moving my bed. Remember, they're like, kicking the bed, like doing all their weird shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were. They could have been Serbian for all I know.
Serbian and Russian are not mutually intelligible. What does that mean?
You
that
can't tell the
English?
difference.
Oh, okay,
between-
got you. So that means they're all the same person.
And also, that's probably something to do with that because, like, I knew a bunch of Ukrainian people in college, and they all spoke Russian. Too.
Okay.
They spoke Ukrainian and Russian, and they would go to these festivals. It's like I used to joke around. I would call them the Balankachev festivals, but it's not a real word. I just made it up. Because it's kind of like being Irish.
Yeah.
I would look at the pictures from these Ukrainian festivals, and I'd be like, oh, you're just the annoying Irish people I grew up with, but Ukrainian. You have these weird things where you dance and sing. I'm
like
against
that.
community.
I'm kind of like that. You
What?
know, my buddy growing up, or my buddy at Chipotle, his name was Imad, and he was Lebanese. So I'm like, it has to be short for something. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So his name on my phone is Ahmad Majimedad.
Okay. Yep.
He loved it though.
Skip.
He called me Stogie Break
It sounds like why do you call you Stogie Break?
because I was always smoking cigarettes.
Smoking. You were one of those people that did smoke breaks?
Yeah, dude.
I was always jealous of that. I was like, I gotta start smoking, dude. That looks amazing.
It was pretty fun. But you know it's not amazing?
What?
10 minutes before your smoke break, you're like,
Yeah,
about to lose
jonesing
it.
for a fucking
yeah.
Dude, I wanted to tell you this because on the way here, I was driving in the freeway and I saw this gigantic. I must have been I don't know why I thought it was this, but I thought it was a hearse. It was like this big like van that it looked. The reason I thought because part of it said Coronel or something like that, and I thought it was like a fucking a thing that carries dead bodies or I don't know what. But so I'm looking at it because it says El Coronel or Gerardo Coronel, right?
What?
And then on top of that, it says El Jerry.
No, dude. No.
It says, and with a J. It says, so I'm like gonna try and take a picture, right?
Yeah.
Cause I said, fuck it, risk my life, crash the car, doesn't matter. But I didn't do it because it's not safe and I'm not Chab, you know?
Yeah.
I really wanted to take a picture, but it was so unsafe to do that. So I didn't touch my phone. And I now I regret it. But dude, yeah, I just looked this up.
What
It's
the
not a
fuck?
fucking, it looked like it was a fucking dead body thing, like a hospital van. But it's this fucking guy.
How dare you?
This guy's big.
El Jerry?
Yeah, El Jerry, Gerardo Coronel.
You know,
this is a tour bus or something.
there's a FedEx driver. I think I brought this up on one of the podcasts. The FedEx driver is the guy that goes by Jerry, dude, at the golf course.
Oh, okay.
And so the other day, they always ask, what's your name again? And I go, Gerardo. And he goes, Jerry. And I was like, oh, you're the Jerry with a J. You know what I mean? Jerry's with the J's need to be fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know you don't like it.
Big mistake.
Do you, and I forget, because I've asked you this before, what if it was Jer? You wouldn't like that either.
I like Jer. with
You
the
do
G.
like Jer? I don't care how we spell it. Can I start calling you Jer?
Yeah,
Can I be
go
like
for
Jer's
it.
coming by.
What about Hera? Can you say Hera?
Hera?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not gonna call you Hera.
That's way better than Jer.
It's too long. It's too long.
It's too.
Hera?
Yeah.
I don't have that much time. I have Graves' disease.
You waste time in saying my name wrong.
Jer? No. Look, do you know how easy it is to say your name, Hernado? Do you know how that feels? It makes me feel good.
Do a Hera.
Hera.
See, you're like, it's a very breathy Hera.
It's like working on pronunciation, dude. Like, I'd like to do that. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I may talk about that later, but like, I don't want to work on that just to say your name.
Correctly?
Oh, if you want me to say Gerardo, I'll do it. But Jera, that's not your name.
It's Hera.
Hera.
Not
Who's
Jera.
calling you Hera?
Nobody. That's why I'm trying to get that started.
Hera. You have a fascination with trying to get worse nicknames. Yeah. Hera is what I got on my back, dude. Pause. Dad joke. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, the show's over. Call it. But anyways,
That's the craziest shit you've ever said.
who the fuck is this guy?
Dude.
You know? Who the fuck is this guy?
El Jerry?
You know, like I figured this would make you mad. And what was the van? It was not big enough to be a tour bus.
I don't know.
Was it like a super fan of this guy or just like he had like a merch truck?
Let's
But
see.
I definitely saw this.
May 24th, he's in town.
Okay, so maybe he's here.
Dude,
Or he's
I'm going
almost
to
a month away.
I'm going to buy tickets to that show and just mad dog this fool, dude.
El Rey. So he's the King del Despecho. I don't know what that means.
Despecho? I don't know.
Despecho.
El Rey del Despecho. I don't know what that means.
the king has returned, maybe.
Maybe like the king of broken hearts. It's like, bro, your life would be so much better if you just changed that J to a G, brother.
Dude, he's got a lot of names. His name is Gerardo Coronel, nickname Algeri, and then he's also calling himself the king of something.
I would just go with Yeti. El Yeti. Like, fuck the J, dude.
Then that's like what Spanish dudes say when they're like trying to find one of these things. That they're like, "Where's my jetty?
¿Dónde está el
Where's
Yeti,
my
güey?
jetty? Un jetty." Oh, sorry. Here it is, sir. Senor.
Unreal, dude. I'm so pissed that you told me about this.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to ruin your day, but it made me laugh on the way here.
It's because I'm losing now.
What you mean?
He's a big fan. I feel like all Mexicans should not like Jerry's with J's. You know?
I don't really, you don't really meet a lot. Well, I don't know. I feel like I meet a lot of Latino dudes now that I think about it that have that kind of name, like Jerry, Jimmy, you know, like the EY at the end of it. There's always like Freddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
going all day.
Jerry with the J, dude. That's so crazy.
I get it. I understand the pain. I'm with you. I think having the G is cool personally, but
like, is your name Jeremy? Jeremiah? Nah, then don't do it.
Jeremiah. Girl, you know I
got this to pull up for you here, dude. Stanley Tucci, he discovered his thyroid was not functioning while filming in Italy last year.
Holy shit, dude.
So, and you know what, dude? I read this article. Not a one mention of Graves' disease, dude.
How is he trying to hide it, you think?
I think so.
Maybe.
He experienced a delayed effect from cancer treatment. So he had cancer on the back of his tongue. He had a tumor in the back of his tongue.
Shit.
Yeah, something else for you to be worried about.
I know, right?
He got a blood test that revealed that his thyroid was non-functioning. While I'm reading this, dude, I'm like, oh my God, Graves' disease is coming up somewhere, dude.
Right.
No, not one mention of Graves' disease.
Yeah, no, you'd think with a thyroid. I mean, he's old, right? So that's when you get older, this is when you start getting these kinds of things.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, this isn't what I have. But I mean, it's just another great, successful bald man struggling with thyroid stuff, something we happens to us from time to time.
Here's the thing, though, dude. He's describing Graves. I was going to say AIDS, but not to be funny. I was almost going to say AIDS just for the accident.
Yeah, of course.
On a recent episode of a podcast, nobody cares what the podcast is, the Conclave star described feeling, quote, so tired in the afternoon. Graves.
There you go. Yeah, your thyroid works too much, dude. Guess what? You're taking a nap, bud.
Like completely exhausted by 1 o'clock, and I was like, something's wrong with me. Actors say like way too much. You know?
It's a hard word not to say. And I struggle with it myself.
Yeah, so anyways, that's it. Nothing really to expound upon. Stanley Tucci is like a name you know, and then you see his face like, oh yeah, that's
I love that guy. Everybody loves that guy, right? It's hard not. Everybody loves him. Stanley Tucci.
great guy.
He's a good guy. He's a priest in a movie.
He got Graves from Shannon Sharp choking him.
Plus, he's bald, so he's like, and he's older. So I look up to him. You know, like this is what maybe the way he dresses. Maybe I should dress like that in 20 years, 30 years, or whatever. People like him.
You start getting glasses.
I'm down for that too. Like good glasses. You know, learn how to cook, have a cooking show, and all that. And the boomers like me. I'm watching. I'm watching that space.
Yeah, dude. You're looking to infiltrate,
dude. Okay, so a while ago, I made fun of a comedian on this pod. Remember, you know who I'm talking about. I feel like I will name names on the Patreon because I said his name on the Patreon, I think. I made fun of him because he does the whole kind of like the black sin thing, right? He's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, like, he does that kind of stuff. You agree, right?
We was in the shits together, bruh. Coming out the mud, homie.
He's like a white guy.
He literally, he
looks like a snowboarder.
Yeah, he looks like a snowboarder. But the thing about him is that when you remember the Devin Costa stand-up thing where he's making fun of the cool guy comic?
Yeah.
I think that was about Schultz, probably. But the way that Devin Costa does that character, and check it out if you haven't seen it. I forget what it's called. Like,
Cool Comic.
Devin Costa. It's very funny. The way he does it, though, his cadence and the way he looks is exactly this guy.
Yeah.
But this guy is actually funny and he's good at stand-up. It's just I can't take it because I just can't do it anymore. I can't take the black sin. Even if it's natural, which maybe it is to him.
You
he's
really be like that though?
Yeah. He's like a gruffy, I won't say where he's from, but where he's from, it makes sense maybe. So we made fun of. I feel bad about it because he seems like a nice guy. You know, everybody likes him. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
Anyways.
And yeah, all right. Anyways, I went to a show to see my friend headline, and I sat in the front. Okay, big mistake. Always, never. Comedians, they can't help it. They have to talk to you. So I'm watching him, and as he goes up, I'm kind of I'm not nervous, but I'm like a little bit like, does this guy know that I've talked shit about him? You know, like does he? Because in comedy, everybody knows everything somehow, sometimes. But in my mind, I'm thinking in the back, I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? So he's like, is he on stage? He looks crazy. Like he has this gigantic black jacket on that goes all the way down to his shoes. And he's got the backwards hat. He's like, his face goes like this with his teeth. And he's like, yo, oh shit, bruh. Let me tell you, bruh, I get these 420 bookings, bruh. I get every 420, I got to fucking bat out the 420 bookings left and right because he looks like he's high or whatever. He's like, anytime we smoking the weed chronic, you know you got me, bruh. Like, and I'm dying laughing because like I've made fun of him and he's doing the bit. I've told my girlfriend who I brought with me that I've made fun of him, and so she's laughing too. And like we're having a great time, and I'm just enjoying this shit. And so then he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, bruh, you smoke weed?" I'm like, oh fuck, no, I don't want to do this. But I'm also kind of like, I'm a psycho, so I like being crowd worked. To be honest, I'm if you put me, I also, like I've said on the show before, maybe a narcissist. So if you involve me and I'm involved, I'm also going to enjoy that. So he's like, you smoke weed, and I go, because I want to be like nice. I feel bad that I've made fun of him in my head, and I'm like, nah. And it's such a weird interaction because it looks like I'm gonna be able to be like, yeah, bro, 420, fuck with me. But instead I'm like, no. And he starts laughing. He's like, and everyone starts laughing.
Does it go like this?
No, he slams the,
slams
he was
the
like,
mic.
bruh, the fuck, bruh. No, he was like, dude, what was that? Why'd you do the and it was like everyone was dying laughing. And I go, I don't know, man. And he's like, all right. And he starts riffing on that for a while. Like, what was that, bro? Like, why did you? And he's like, all right, well, like, I gotta know what was behind the dish. And I go, edibles. I don't know why I said this, but I said edible. He's like, oh, okay, a flex. This man need edibles, bro. And then he starts riffing. He's like, and maybe he asked me where I got him, and then he asked me something else, but I just answered. I was like, the store. And he's like, the store. Like, and everyone's like laughing. It's so stupid. It's like a crowd work video. And he's like, now I sound like the fucking cop. Are you a cop? And then he's like, oh shit, detective. And the rest of the show, it's like he'll stop and do his bit. And then it's back, what you think, detective, cop? And then, so like he's going, I'm like having the time of my life at this point. It's good crowd work. And at the end of it, he tells this long story about how he got robbed by two guys when he was selling drugs. And he's like, he stops and he's like, can you do that? Can you just make up a story to me, officer? And I didn't say anything because he was like, I mean, it's a real story or whatever. But he said that and I was like, damn, maybe he does know I made fun of him. So it ends or whatever. And we don't interact at all except for there at the end, they take a picture of everybody and I'm standing next to him and there's a hilarious picture where he's like, you know, and it's me standing next to him laughing because I made fun of him. So that's what happened. What are your thoughts on that? Any thoughts?
No, I mean, dude, I don't like it crowd worked.
Yeah, I know you hate it.
Hate is a strong word.
Okay, sorry.
No, I'm indifferent. I'm neutral about it. I just don't say anything. I don't involve them myself.
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah. No, I just don't say anything.
You know that when you don't say anything, the person's going to think you hate them.
Right. I mean, okay, I'm not in their heads, so they got to deal with that themselves, you know?
And everyone else is going to think that too.
Okay, okay, you want me to say that for every single individual person in the room? I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't want to talk. You do the job, dude. You fucking talk right now. I'm an old school guy like that. I do not even do crowd work when I'm on stage. Yeah. Unless it's like a rule needs to be broken and I'll be like, boom. But my rule is never, dude. Never.
Yeah. It is funny though. I've seen you do that. It's funny to watch for sure. Cause people are like, how are you doing today? And you're like, or you'll go, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just
Oh, if it's an open mic and I feel bad, maybe I don't know the comic
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like, I'm good, thank you, whatever.
yeah.
Keep going, do your next sketch.
But that's so like, they're going to be like, whoa, you know, and it almost like creates more. But yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes I feel like that where I'm like, I don't want to say anything, but I just can't. I don't have it in me to be like, next.
It's just not even an ego thing either. It's just like, I'm not trying to do like a power play here. I just don't want to do, dog.
Yeah, I get it.
If I'm here, I'm thinking about what I'm about to say on stage. Because after I get off stage, I'm probably going to leave. I'm not there. You know what I mean? I'm not there to be the audience.
Yeah. It is funny to watch. But yeah, so he crowd worked me and I felt bad. And now I'm like desperate to know whether he knows.
I mean, I'm on my 4th step, dude. Let me get to like my 10th step and then maybe I can get crowd worked on. All right.
That's so funny. Yeah, like by the 12th step, you're like a fucking Jedi. Someone crowd works you and you respond with like the perfect response. Everyone has like a good time. Then everyone's like, oh damn.
Slow mo, the comic's like, why would he say that?
By your 12th step, like the coffee will never be wrong. It'll always be like somehow they'll sense like how much ice you need. You straight up will be a Jedi. Mm-hmm. That isn't the coffee I wanted. Not Luke Skywalker. Obi-Wan Gerardo.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, I can only think of Gerardo's then.
Oh, fuck. There's some sort of black sin I could do there.
Oh shit, what up, Brick? Like what's up, officer? It's so funny. He called me a cop too.
Yeah.
Because that's part of like one of my acts is that I look like a cop. It's like, has he been watching my stand-up? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he probably doesn't know who I am. Because like in my mind, he's this guy that's like successful, doing well and stuff like that. Like how would he know?
Well, step 6 of Chang's is nobody knows who you are.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it's like I go back and forth, but it was very funny. I like that I had that interaction. And I also still feel bad for making fun of him.
You know what else is very funny?
What?
Is the fucking shade that Jay Leno is throwing flappers right here, dude. You want to read that?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
You want to read that?
Jay Leno is embracing being a caregiver for his wife. I like that I'm needed.
Boom, dude. He's talking to Barbara right there, dude. I like that I'm needed.
Oh, they're needed. They needed.
Oh, if you need to pay me then. Barbara don't pay him, I heard. Allegedly.
Right. That's why he fucking fell down at the Hampton Inn because like he got his paycheck from his flapper shows and it was like half of what he thought it was going to be. So shocked.
I mean, so old. Let's give it up for Jay Leno, dude, because you know other. Wait. There we go. Other people are out here dating 22-year-olds and shit. He's up there. She's probably older than him.
They look like they match, you know, white hair, dark hair, same age. Their faces are starting to look like each other's faces.
Yeah, dude.
It's nice old couple.
If that was Shannon Sharp, it would be a 19-year-old while he's what 70.
Anyone he can choke, he can still choke an old neck. Hey, you remember baby when I used to choke your neck?
Leno's like,
Yeah, she likes to get choked too.
I'm into weird shit.
I like choking my girl out. I'm taking care of her though, so I can't really choke her that much now.
You hear about this Shannon Sharp? Yeah, she's not there choking OnlyFans, you know? When they're going to start only throats, only necks.
and then I got one more thing for you really quick.
Okay.
I've been doing this thing where I go to CNN Entertainment. You ever do this?
No, I haven't. No, I actually have not done that.
Yeah, dude. I'm never in the entertainment section, but now all of a sudden I give a fuck. Not that I think I gave a fuck because I finally read it and I'm like, oh my God, right? Mm-hmm. So there's some other dicey shit going on. Did you ever know about this, dude?
What?
Madonna says she and Elton John finally buried the hatchet after decades-long public feud.
No, dude, I'm always finding out about feuds way after they happened.
I feel like they're just trying to stay relevant, but here's the thing. There's a different narrative that gets painted in here.
Okay.
First of all, whose side are you on?
Between Elton John and Madonna?
I'm on Madonna's side.
You're on Madonna's side?
Yeah, because she looks like she's pretty nuts.
Then I'll side with you then. I'm Madonna. She gave me like some of my first boners. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, when I was like a little kid,
What
she was
the
dancing.
hell?
And not you.
Halle Berry.
I mean, her too, but definitely Madonna.
Here's the thing. So Madonna and Elton John have made amends after a notorious year-long feud. Never knew they were in a feud. Notorious? Did you know?
I had no idea, no.
Well, let's find out why. Saw the two publicly trading barbs which another little quick shot at Barbara. Anyone that's angry is called a barb against each other since 2004.
She's a bitch.
As seen on a Madonna's Instagram, the Vogue singer went to watch John perform on Saturday Night Live this weekend, sharing a photo of them posing together. We finally buried the hatchet. Over the decades, it hurt me to know that someone I admired so much shared his dislike of me publicly as an artist. I didn't understand it.
Oh, shit.
So we go a little further. She decided to go to the SNL show. I needed to go backstage and confront him. Already kind of aggressive. Confront him.
Yeah, and it's like they're so old now.
Yeah. And when I met him, the first thing out of his mouth was, "Forgive me." And the wall between us fell down. Forgiveness is a powerful tool. Within minutes, we were hugging.
That's nice.
So that kind of tells me that Madonna's got a bigger dick than Elton John, right? She showed up and he was like, "Oh my God." He's the one that started the shit, apparently.
Yeah, it sounds like he was like, my guess is he was being interviewed and he was like, yeah, Madonna sucks. I hate that shit. And then that, like, he's so big, kind of as a shadow. I mean, that would suck. Right?
Well, check this out, dude. This is why.
Oh, fuck.
The legendary pair's so-called feud. Why is it a so-called feud now? It was Notorious. You know what I mean? It's just like getting downgraded.
Yeah, this writer is crazy. It's ChatGPT.
Famously stems from a comment John made at the 2004 Q Awards. Didn't even know that existed.
I don't know what the Q Awards are.
I feel like that's British, right? Q? Isn't that like their...
Well, I mean, Q is like it's from James Bond.
Yeah,
the guy
right?
that makes the gadgets.
She gives out the awards.
Dude, Q? No, Q. No, that's M. You're thinking of M, bro. Q is the guy that makes the gadgets, right?
I got a couple Qs.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, I got a couple M's.
Q's the guy that's like, and here's your red chair. Now, it's not just a red chair. You can sit in it and podcast and say, call people gay in it. James Bond's like, I need that.
I need a red chair.
The Q Awards are what? What do you think the Q Awards are? With knowing that knowledge now, that it's a Q guy.
I think it's British still.
No, I'm saying like in our fantasy world, this is a Q from James Bond.
Right.
The Q Awards, what is like, he give out awards for like, most likely to be able to kill someone with a pen gun.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Unless you got something.
I did, but then that was so bad that I lost my. Just kidding.
Ridiculous.
So he made a comment at the Q Awards while accepting the award for Classic Songwriter, where he accused Madonna of lip syncing. Is that a bitch move or not?
Whoa. I mean, it's just a throwaway fucking thing, man.
Well, remember how big lip syncing was in 2004? Though?
That's true. It used to be damning.
Yeah.
You used to get canceled for that. Ashley, what's her face?
Hamilton, something.
Ashley Hamilton. That's right. She got canceled for that SNL thing.
Yeah.
Another SNL thing.
Dude. But yeah, saying somebody's a lip singer in 2004 is like saying you like to choke 19-year-olds.
You're absolutely right. It's crazy how bad that used to be. Now everyone lip syncs and no one cares.
And so they started trading blows in public fashion. In 2012, Madonna beat John at the Golden Globes. What? She beat the shit out of him? Just kidding. Good joke there, Gerardo. When she took home the gong, which that's not what the awards are called. Are they called gongs?
When she took home the gong? Where does it say that?
Right here.
Gong?
Yeah.
Dude, I have never watched the Golden Globes. I just realized that. Besides Joe Coy's horrible speech.
I've watched the Golden Globes. There's no gongs. It's not like Best Picture goes to Parasite. Whoa. That would be fucked up.
That would be fucked up. But is that so are you sure they don't give out gongs?
I could look it up after this. Let's see.
Okay.
Put a pin in that gong.
Sure.
Pause. For best original song for track masterpiece for her film W.E.
Never heard of it.
Over John's Hello Hello from animated movie Romeo and Juliet. First of all, both movies, never heard of.
Yeah, no, neither one in any facet.
And I was big into movies in 2012. Ahead of the show, John was on the red carpet and said that she didn't stand a fucking chance. Now he's pulling out the F words, dude.
Damn.
For the award. And while her majesty, which is that what they refer to Madonna as? Majesty? Like the Mad Majesty?
I have no idea.
Which might be where I got your majesty from, dude.
Dude, this fucking article, that's what made me go like, I paused for a second because I was like, oh God, here comes a Your Majesty reference. This article, I feel like is written by ChatGPT.
For reals.
And that's why there's some weird shit in this. And I'm skeptical of some of it.
We'll look at the writer after this.
Yeah.
Was later on stage delivering her acceptance speech. The camera cut away to John, whose look was pure daggers.
Yeah, this is definitely fucking ChatGPT. There's like random words in it, dude. ChatGPT writes your article and it's like, and the colonel was backstage and then his eyes were pure knives. The robot's fucking up. Sometimes I ask the ChatGPT questions and it fucks up so bad that I'm just like, what? Why did you like say that? And the ChatGPT thing will be like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry, I did that wrong, and then give me the right answer. But if I had just gone with what they said, the first thing, I would have fucked myself in the ass.
Yep.
It's weird. It's definitely not, 100% yet. You need a human being.
The head on my back is so funny, dude.
Fuck you.
Nowadays, they seem to get together instead of slamming John. Madonna praises his legacy. And so they start being all nice to each other. But I want to hear more. Is that that's it? Just two back and forths?
The whole thing was like Madonna was accused of lip syncing, and then there was like a thing where they were at an award show and he won and she didn't. That's like only two things. I'm not sure if that's a long-standing feud, really.
I mean, notorious feud. Like, I never heard of this until they squashed the beef.
Yeah, it is. It's like you said, it's almost kind of like they're fucking making something up just to be relevant or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? But it's interesting.
Madonna's going to be like, I sucked my cousin's dick.
Send tweet.
Tweet send.
I'm trying to learn Spanish now, and the way I'm doing it, I think is kind of funny. Like, because when you say you want to learn a language, people give you all sorts of like ways of doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
I ignored that all, and the way I did it was I found something called learn to drive in Spanish or whatever, because I want something for my commute. So I put it on, and it's like you just you play the lesson on Audible, and it's like Joe, I, to, you, and then you're supposed to repeat it over. And it's all shit I already know. It's not helping me at all. And then if you go to chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, the first chapters are all about transportation. You know, like, because it's for people who travel, but it's old. So it's like fucking bus stop and like bus terminal, and I'm like, I don't need to know this shit. It's not helping me. But I mean, I've only listened to one lesson. So.
You know what I say to that, dude?
What?
Do you really want it then?
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I need motivation.
There you go.
I need you to motivate me.
I know how to say bus stop in Japanese. Do you think I want to? No, I have to just learn that to get to the good stuff, like suck my dick in Japanese or something. I'm just kidding. No, that was a joke. But basute is bus stop in Japanese.
Damn, I was hoping that basute would suck my dick. That's crazy that you know bus stop. They always have to teach you that stuff, I guess.
Train station is eki.
Eki. They had that too.
Chisu is underground level. I'm learning how to navigate a fucking terminal at a train station. And
yeah.
I'd rather just take a plane, dude. But they taught you plane later. Kyoko is airport.
Aeropuerto. Avion. But yeah, no, I mean, like some of it, I see the way it's helpful because though they're teaching you like random fucking travel stuff, like traveler's check. I don't need to know that.
Right.
But though they're doing that, they show you the things you forget. Like I think a lot of times people forget in Spanish, but the difference with un and el, like the and like a ball versus like the ball or whatever. So when you get to the fucking transportation stuff, it's like un avión or el avión. But yeah, well, I mean, I haven't gotten there yet, dude. Botella de agua, something I'll never understand. That'll just be a disagreement between me and all of the Spanish language. Yeah. It's just too long. I'm sorry. Got to cut it down. There's got to be an easier way to say that. Because sometimes in Spanish, there's like way easier ways to say whole things. Like, what is it like? What's the fucking come with me? There's like a word for that, like sigamente.
Nobody says it like that.
Or some. Oh, no one even said it. It's like even they're teaching me the wrong fucking thing too.
Maybe you would say that, but vente is.
That's quick too.
It's like vente is like come here.
Yeah, something like. I guess that's.
And depending on the context, if you were follow me, yeah, sígame.
Sígame. Yeah. So like that seems quicker than like another way of saying it. Sígame.
Siga conmigo aquí al aeropuerto.
Sígame, por favor. And I feel like that's what I want to do. Like I want to be able to speak like that.
Yeah.
And so some of it is helpful, and I've just started. I've given it one lesson and I kind of tuned out. But you got to listen to them over and over again. And I'm like learning. The one thing that gets me is like you just said there, Bente. I listened to this free YouTube video, and there's all these words that are like what people actually say. They'll be like, people don't say that. It's like, why the fuck is this thing teaching me the formal bullshit? I want to know what people actually say, guy.
Well, this is what I was talking about the other day with like formal English. Like, what's formal English? You know?
It's what, yeah. So it says, I don't know how people teach English.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if we have the same. I think we do have somewhat what you maybe would categorize as formal, but I don't think we really have the same kind of formal stuff that they do. Like, maybe we do, but I guess sir and ma'am, but that's so rarely used, you know? Sir, ma'am. We don't really say that much, at least not anymore. So that part of the language is dead. Language changes over time. Language goes from fucking sir, ma'am to like fucking blockbuster redacted. You know, it's always, you know.
It goes from Shakespeare to shop.
Yeah, and eventually I will speak Spanish, but just not for you. I want to, when I listen to it, I'm like, there's no way I'll ever learn this. But maybe if I keep doing it, keep practicing, or go to more taco trucks and practice on people.
You know what's difficult about learning a language for me right now?
What?
Is like, I'm able to be like, oh yeah, I see it on my phone and I'm like doing it, Boz. And then I'm like driving my car and I'm like thinking to myself, okay, let's try to say this in Japanese. And I'm like, who even speaks this language? This is ridiculous. Like, I just immediately don't believe in myself. And I'm like, why would I want to do that? But then when I'm in the app, I'm like, oh yeah, that is like that. Also, a lot of close calls with the N-word while learning Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll be saying stuff in my phone and it sounds like I'm just repeating it over and over again. You know?
Yeah. The words sound similar to that.
Like, nigiyaka means lively.
Right.
But it's hard to like read the characters while I'm trying to say them.
Yeah.
And so I'll just be stuck saying the N-word like 3 times because then sometimes you got another na coming afterwards, which is like a way of describing a noun, like an adjective, you know?
Right.
It's complicated because then we all know English. So it's like you have to learn the next language it's hard because like I saw a video once talking about learning languages where you have to forget everything. It's like, well, I got to work today. I can't just forget everything. You know what I mean?
Damn, what does that mean? You have to forget everything.
Like you have to kind of just like learn it without connecting it to another language.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. That sounds very difficult. Here's another thing, and I want to admit, I am struggling with the language thing in part, specifically Spanish. You may be able to guess why. I have a little bit of a lisp. I do. And we know this. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I can't really say sixth, right? I can't say it. So part of Spanish is that it's like, I don't know whether I'm supposed to completely mimic the Spain version of it or not. Because when I was in school, they would be like the TH sound for the D's, you know? So like pasado, which I'm not even sure if that's a word, but like something like that. Like,
you sound like you'd speak perfect Spanish.
Really?
Spanish, yeah.
Dígame. What does that mean?
Tell me.
Oh, yeah. And like some of that stuff, like I start getting very lispy when I'm doing it, and then I don't like it.
Well, that's Spain. They speak with lisp.
Vosotros. That's a weird.
Vamos a Barcelona.
So how the fuck did that start? Was it like a guy that was like in charge had a lisp, and he's like, the whole country has it? Dude,
I don't even know. I sometimes trip out on that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did we get it right? Because that sounds disgusting, dude. You know?
Yeah, that's how they taught it in school. But when I'm listening to the guy and learn in Spanish, he doesn't really do it, but there's always like a hint of it. Even like when I hear it, it's a different sound than English. But and also just learning the different. I'm trying to mimic. Now, there's what I didn't understand when I was younger. When I was learning Spanish when I was younger, I had no sense of pronunciation. The teacher would say, no, like pronunciation, I wouldn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Now, when I hear the Spanish, I'm trying to mimic it exactly the way the person is saying it so that I sound like a Mexican person. You know, which is, I didn't even realize that that's what they wanted me to do when I was a kid. And now, because in a way, it's like, oh, you're mimicking, what are you, Mexican or whatever? But it's like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we want somebody who speaks English to do, but we don't even think about it. Yeah. I don't think about it. So yeah, I'm going to get a Mexican cookie soon.
Yeah, dude. Learning languages is difficult. I've been taking it easy for like a week now, but for 2 weeks before this little break I'm taking, meaning I'm still doing it every day, but like not going hard.
Yeah. Pause.
I was just like, my brain would start hurting. It's just like weird. It's a weird thing. Like,
Yeah.
because I just sit in the golf shop, large bucket, you got it, boom, $17. That's all I do all day long. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was raining today. Nobody came to the golf course, you know?
Right.
So I'm just sitting there learning Japanese, but they keep switching things up on me, which is understandable to language. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that frustration still lies where I'm like, I want to learn the right way, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to speak to Japanese cholos. That's why I'm learning this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Japanese cholo video you showed me. You eventually are going to go to Japan and meet those people.
Yes.
And be like, listen, I'm you, but in America. I'm a Mexican Japanese person.
Yep.
You're a Japanese Mexican. We should hang out, dude. What do you guys do?
I don't know how to say we should hang out.
You don't even know how to do it.
I do. I learned, I think it's akimasu or something like that. Like, hang out.
Part of it is like, you really probably got to start talking to people that just speak it. Mm-hmm. Like I have plenty of people I know that just speak Spanish, and I've toyed around with the idea of being like, maybe I only speak Spanish to them, or maybe I figure out a way where we can like hang out. I was like, I should just drive to work with this person, but they are so far away from where I am.
Yeah, I don't want it that bad.
Yeah, I don't want not that bad.
You know what you should do is just pick up a book and read in Spanish.
Oh, like just a Spanish book? Mm-hmm. And like look up the words kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
And then I went to Mexico for like 4 or 5 days when I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
And we did like this pilgrimage walk, but it was like my mom's hometown or like her family's hometown.
Right.
And so they would tell me like, you have to think in Spanish.
Whoa.
Like that's because I never even thought of that concept that they think in Spanish.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird, like the disconnection between like we're thinking in English, but we're trying to speak this other language.
Yeah.
So you're trying to like map out the sentence in English and translating it to Spanish. Yeah,
dude.
It's all fucked, dude. English is the best. Let's be honest.
It just seems so hard. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, but I want to. Dude, and that just made me think more about Shannon Sharp too, the Lisp thing. Mm-hmm.
Gil.
I hope he's okay.
By the way, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, I listened to the latest episode.
Yeah.
They did the Bugs Bunny Elmer Fudd thing, dude.
Oh, everyone's gonna do that.
Oh, really? I thought
assume.
I was like top-notch comic there, dude. God damn it, it's hacky?
I don't think it's hacky, but it's just like, what else would you think of, He says Tony Bugsby.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like Bugs Bunny.
You're right. But I was thinking Bugs Bunny too because she's white.
Oh, I didn't even think of that then. I don't really know what she looks like.
Snow Bunny.
Snow Bunny.
Like me a Snow Bunny.
I read these texts, okay? I like these texts. I wish everybody sent me these texts.
Yeah, dude.
It's too bad that their relationship didn't work out because it seemed like it was built on trust.
Yeah.
And that's all shattered now.
I mean, it does also a little bit of choking. It was built on a little bit of choking.
I like the way Nick feel. Everybody get these throats. Dude, the other thing I've been like doing this week is just laughing at, I don't know if you've been following how Deion Sanders' son, the quarterback, Shadur Sanders, I don't even know if that's how you say it because I don't really watch college football, but he just got drafted recently, but he went all the way, I think, to the 4th round.
5th round.
God damn. Thank God I was in the 6th round. You know what I mean? Yep, that's another Shannon Sharp. He dropped a lot of rounds. I'm going to have to talk to him real quick. Shannon Sharp goes to visit. Let me squeeze your neck. They make you feel better. I don't have anything necessarily against Deion Sanders. In fact, I think he's pretty funny. I hate the Cowboys. I always hate the Cowboys. But I kind of like Deion Sanders. He's funny. And I don't know his son at all. But a successful guy's son not being drafted, I fucking love it. I get so much happiness from seeing him not succeed.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
No, I mean, I would feel bad if they weren't making any money in college. I would be like, come on, he deserves the 1st round. That's more money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Way more. Yeah.
But he got millions just playing in college already.
Plus, he's super rich probably from his parents.
I never hold that against anyone, though.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, Nepo bait.
If it's pure nepotism, then for sure. But he's got cars and shit because he's made NIL money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's good at football.
Yeah.
Right? Or at least good enough to do that in college. You know where he played?
Yeah.
Colorado.
In Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. What is it? Oh, is
I
it
thought you were
Jackson
trying to-
State or Grambling?
Jackson.
Or is it Jack? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, he played at Colorado briefly, and you know why that's important.
Why?
That's where Shaw.
Oh yeah, Shaw played.
Yeah, and when it's like, so you're never gonna trust. That's probably part of the reasoning. But there's like unnamed sources in the NFL, coaches saying that he's like a drama queen or something, and he doesn't pay attention. He's not prepared for meetings, and he's like he wants teams to change their whole culture and all that. So I hear that, and it makes me even happier. I just am happy that he's not succeeding.
It's funny that like the first thought he's gonna have is I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is a popular saying for taking a shit, basically.
Oh yeah, dude. That's like the worst place to play now is Cleveland Browns. They're horrible. He's it just makes me laugh. I've been trying to think of tweets for it. I haven't really thought of anything good. The one tweet that really made me laugh was like before he got drafted, someone said that Bernie Sanders was going to be drafted before him. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I just
LeBron James' son gets drafted before.
Yeah, Ronnie James is like, I'm switching to the NFL. It's hard to feel bad for somebody who has so much success already.
Yeah.
He's rich. His dad is famous. He built a whole room just dedicated to him being drafted. Probably not that smart a move. All the coaches were like, cool story, bro.
Yeah.
They thought he sucks. And he's on Cleveland, and there's already 2 quarterbacks there. So now he's got to fight it out with Flacco and the guy that wants weird massages from women.
What's his name? Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson. I don't know. I wonder what those interviews were like. How did he fuck up so bad?
There's some funny tweets about that. It's just like, like rappers trying to get signed at a label and they're doing like their concert in the boardroom. It's like, was this fool coming into these meetings like this? You know?
Yeah, that's a good one. The meetings were just like those fucking Drewski things where he interviews people and Drewski's like looking at him like, show me your footwork. And he fucks up.
Well, he didn't do the combine, right?
He didn't do it?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense for him not to do that. Stupid, if that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like maybe he's a bit of a diva. And if you're like Deion Sanders' son, you probably got to like play it down a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to overcompensate and be like, I'm actually really not a diva. I fucking, when you go to the meeting, you should be like, can I get you anything? You want some water? I brought you guys a fucking gift.
What's it called? He did not participate in the East-West Shrine Bowl, did not work out at the NFL Scouting Combine, and attended just one mandatory press conference in Indianapolis. That's it. That doesn't sit well with the NFL evaluators, and one anonymous NFL assistant even went as far as to blast him. Pause.
Yeah. I wonder, man.
So, I mean, then it makes sense. Like, maybe he expected that then. He didn't want to go to the Combine, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I think he definitely should have went to the Steelers, though. It would have been cool to see Tomlin and him work together.
I wonder, actually, who's the Steelers quarterback right now?
They don't have one. I think they got rid of Russell Wilson, right?
Oh, that's right. They had him. But didn't he do kind of good?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I think they have Russell Wilson. He did good. But even if they still do, they're going to need somebody younger. So it would make sense for them to. I think that the old
He's
guy,
on the Giants now.
Oh, okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know who they have. Who cares? It's just so, it's fun. I've never been that confident that I go in somewhere. I'm so confident to the point where they're like, this guy's too confident. I maybe have gotten to the midpoint of confidence. I'm leaving. If I leave a job interview, those people are like, damn, he really wants this job.
Yeah.
And I'm sending them a letter being like, I really want the job. Can you? I always do that bit where I'm like, after the interview, back in the day, I would send them a handwritten letter. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview. I doubt that Shadur Sanders did that.
Right.
I wonder, what would he sent them a mixtape.
He sent them a horse's head.
Yeah. He sent them a signed picture of himself.
Yeah. It is weird. Like
You're welcome.
He was rapping a lot at his party for his draft party.
There you go.
I probably wouldn't be rapping. I would be rapping if I was first round.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. If you rapped, it'd be like sad songs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you.
I'm in the 5th round of the NFL motherfucking draft now.
And then that guy in the room with them, people were tweeting about that, the guy with the big hat. That was funny. It's like all the things that happen during that, they all like become so much worse. You build a room, you got a guy with a Pharrell hat, and then you're not drafted. Everyone's like ready to party. There's like fucking nice drinks and fucking all the Grey Goose and all.
Accoutrement.
Yeah. Like fucking foie gras. And they're like, why are we supposed to eat this foie gras now? You're fucking in the 5th round.
The shrimp's not going to be good for 3 days, dude. Like, can we please have some shrimp? What's it called? His brother keeps sharing. I think it's so funny because they keep sharing like Bible verses and acting like this is God's plan. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. God hates him.
Yeah, God should want you in the first round, dude. You're a huge name. God didn't want me to go to the draft combine. God knows what's up.
Jesus was in the room in the interviews. He was like, ask him a tough question. He's not ready. He's not ready. To the coaches. I wonder what they asked. I wonder if the coaches asked him anything that's like a racist.
Yeah.
And what his response was to that. I'm not, but that's for the Patreon. Just kidding.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Browns. The Rams should have picked him up, dude.
Anybody, I guess. I mean, it's like you take a shot,
We have 2 old guys. We have Stafford, right? Is his name?
Stafford, yeah, he's older
And we
now.
have Jimmy G.
Oh, Garoppolo's
Yeah.
here? I didn't even know that. I know who doesn't need him. Commanders. We're set. Jaden Daniels.
You're set for life. I think 40 years, Jaden Daniels.
Daniels is the greatest thing ever, dude. I hope maybe a Super Bowl at some point. So I doubt that, knock on wood, that the Sanders will ever be that good. I don't know why I knocked on wood for that, but dude, Jaden Daniels is the truth. There's no comparison.
Right. How
Cle-
old is Joe Flacco?
He's old.
Oh, okay, then we're good.
Flacco and what's his face, and then they also have the Pickett, the guy from the Steelers. So it's going to be a lot of quarterbacks in the kitchen, a lot of cooks.
Nice.
So we'll see. But Cleveland it's a horrible place, a horrible team. You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to go there in the 5th round.
You've heard what's his name? That one basketball player, Joakim Noah, talk about Cleveland.
What does he say?
Oh, it's like a famous speech he gave at a press conference once.
Really?
I can look it up.
Go ahead. Cleveland is like the stand-up joke. You remember you pull up a random stand-up and like, at least I'm not in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then there's like bits about Cleveland. Yeah, they don't have anything going on in Cleveland.
Look at the first thing that pops up is Joakim Noah Cleveland. Let's see.
He's so mad.
Let's see here.
I don't know about this place, man. I just stayed in my hotel room, man. Every time I look out my window, it's pretty depressing out here, man. It's bad. It's bad.
So you're not going out?
No going out in Cleveland, man. It's all factories.
It's all factories, dude. Fuck.
Do you regret anything that you said about Cleveland?
Not at all. You like it? You think?
Oh shit, dude. God damn.
This is when they were playing LeBron in Cleveland.
Do you like it?
Chicago Bulls.
He's like, oh really? Oh, you're gonna try and make me feel bad? You like being here? You
It's
like
cool.
this shit?
I mean, I never heard anybody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation.
Whoa, everybody gets these jokes in Cleveland.
Everybody get these jokes.
Damn, dude. All right, be cool.
What's so good about Cleveland?
That's my guy. That's what.
That's all facts.
Yeah.
Savage fire.
He's telling the truth.
I think that's it.
You know he's right, Ernie.
Ernie, don't be acting like he ain't right.
10 minutes at Cleveland.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude. Cleveland sucks. I guess I've sort of been to Cleveland. I've been to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is pretty horrible. So I assume it's a similar kind of vibe.
I remember flying over Cleveland, and all you could hear is people screaming in the streets like,
Help!
help!
Get me out. All there is factories. That's such a funny line. It's like somebody's against manufacturing. The tariffs won't fucking do anything about Cleveland.
All right, we got who called in, dude.
About Barcat Bryce? Mm-hmm. Good.
And he's getting trigger happy with these 2-minute fucking voicemails, dude. I'm gonna cut you off in a minute if you do this again, dude. I know you watched this part too. Let's see here. If you want to call and leave a voicemail, the phone number is 775-557-8667. 775-557-TMOS.
So Jimmy Fallon's best friend from Socrates is a dude named Gerard, French Jerry. And he woke me up. We went on like a 3-day drinking binge. Jimmy was in Ohio at some comedy club. He was never around. at the weekends at this point. It wasn't, he had gotten an apartment with his Sardi's crew, Gerard and Dennis. So he woke me up like the last night at the Bender, and he's like, dude, I'm making an omelet. Here you go. I was like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. He's like, dude, you've only eaten wild turkey, Tangerine tonic, and Bass Ale. I was like, thanks, Gerard, is thinking for me, but I'm good, man. You finish the omelet, I'll be fine. So cut to probably 12 hours later, they turned the lights on at the Partridge Pub at 4 in the morning. I couldn't make 4 in the morning for, anyways, it doesn't matter. And it's like, as soon as they turned the lights on, I just had the worst stomach cramp ever. And he like smiled at me and he said, Jimmy's got some oat and honey bars in the closet. The reason that they're in the closet is because Dennis lived in the pantry at this place. It was closer to the College of St. Rose and like smaller than the apartment that Jimmy moved out of. And like half the guys at that apartment actually did graduate college. And what made me think of this, obviously, is Gerardo's moldy blueberry raspberry story. So turn the light back on. I love that Raccoon Tweety sign. It's like a fuchsia hearth.
Nice.
Barn Cat Bryce, 1'2", 8 inches, 6'6", daddy.
So funny, dude. He really is like a historian of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that your weird berries thing where you fucking almost died from eating moldy berries.
Yep. Oh.
He connected it back. He did that.
Yeah, dude. I have to pee so fucking bad.
All right. That's our show. See you next week.
Thank you.